have a large supermarket chain that we sell to. That's our biggest customer. Because they have strict standards,
Right.
there was a lot of waste.
Let's say 20%.
A lot
at
of
least
compost.
20% of what we grow.
A lot of good food was composted because we couldn't eat it all or give it to our friend. I mean, it was just too much.
This is going back maybe 10 years, 12 years ago. We had, I had probably 3 or 4 acres of corn. It
Sweet
came in
corn.
right around, sweet corn right around Labor Day. And so I called the buyer and I said, hey, I got corn coming in. We could stop picking next week. Oh, no, we don't buy corn after Labor Day. I said, why? People don't buy it. And I said, boy, yeah, I know. Boy, are you wrong, you know? It was all ripe, or the whole field. And so Connie said, what are you going to do with it? And I said, I'm just going to brush hog it down. I'll just plow it under. And she said, you should have somebody pick it, like the gleaners. And I said, I don't want people I don't want people up here. No, I don't want them on the farm.
I didn't want to waste it. It was good corn.
And that was on a Saturday. So on a Sunday, I'm waking up, and usually the alarm would go off, beep, beep, beep. There was some guy.
The radio went off instead.
It was quoting scripture, and it said, according to the Bible, you should glean this is God's honest truth.
Your fields.
You should glean the corners of your field, and what's left off, you should leave for the gleaners. And it's like, you got to be kidding me. I was, all right, okay. So we notified the school. We came back around 3, and there's Vic coming out of the field, and he's stacking side by side all these
Big bins
of corn. Yeah. Right? There's like 1,000 pounds. And he goes, did we get an order? And he goes, no, that's the kids picked that. And how many you got? He goes, 20. So you picked 20? They picked 20,000 pounds. And that night was a parent-teacher meeting. And they gave the corn away to the parents. They sent some home with the kids. They gave some to Faith in Action to give out. And the school cooked it and blanched it and packed it, froze it.
Froze some. Yeah.
I was like, wow, that was cool.
So none of it went to waste.
So every year after that, the kids used to come pick corn. There was left over. And then Hillary got into it.
And then Hillary would take it, and oftentimes she'd tell us where she gave it to us. And at Christmas time, we would get thank you notes from them. And sometimes kids would write us thank you notes.
Yep.
From schools that they got it donated to. It's so cute. I have thank you notes, whole bunches of thank you notes, which is so really, it's very inspiring,
Yep.
Yeah, I think it really did teach the kids a great lesson.
Awareness, I guess you'd say. Yeah, they become very aware of where their food comes from. The fruits, the vegetables that were discarded because they weren't absolutely perfect to the supermarkets were more than welcome to the people who needed them.
There's just a lot of need and poverty around, and people can really use the help. Yeah.
Especially this year when they were, for a short time, they cut food stamps. Oh, like I said, I don't want one squash going into the compost. I want everything gone.
Yeah, I think that's a big focus of farming and agriculture, is to feed the local community instead of shipping it off, to states far away.
Year before last, we donated over 10 ton of produce. That would have been, and last year was 11,000. That would have been in a pile rotting.